Her hand hesitated on the doorknob, the faint trace of her perfume drifting into the hallway, lingering like a fading memory. "I won't be long," she murmured. Simple words, harmless on the surface. But something in the way she said them carried a distance, an emptiness. It wasn't reassurance, it was a reminder that my peace of mind no longer mattered to her. From the couch, I cradled a cooling mug of coffee, the ceramic rim pressing into my fingers. I lifted my gaze and replied softly, "Take your time." Then, almost against my own will, I added, "There's nothing here left for you." My tone was steady, almost unnervingly calm. She froze at the door for a brief second, her shoulders tightening, but then she slipped out. The quiet click of the door shutting behind her wasn't just the sound of her leaving, it was proof she had taken with her the last remnants of what we once were. But the ending hadn't begun tonight. It had been unraveling for months. Small fractures, almost invisible at first. Long hours at work. A habit of keeping her phone close, even in the bathroom. Secretive smiles aimed at glowing screens I wasn't allowed to see. At first, I blamed myself. Work had drained me. Maybe I hadn't been attentive enough. Maybe I'd given her too many reasons to drift. But instinct is rarely wrong, and mine grew louder with every passing day. The first undeniable break came 3 weeks ago. She told me she was meeting a friend. An hour later, her phone's location appeared on my screen, pinging from a hotel across town. I tried to rationalize it. A glitch, a mistake, anything but the obvious truth. Because admitting the truth meant accepting that the woman I had built my life around was already gone in every way that mattered. When she finally returned that night, late as usual, I was still on the couch, pretending the television held my attention. Her heels tapped lightly on the floor. "You're still awake?" she asked, feigning surprise. "I was waiting," I said evenly. "For what?" she pressed, her eyes skimming past mine as she set down her purse. "For you," I answered. "Or maybe for the truth." Her polished composure cracked, just for a heartbeat, before the practiced smile returned, dismissive and patronizing. "James, not tonight. I'm tired." "Where were you?" I asked, my voice steady. "With Anna," she shot back too quickly, too smoothly. "Anna," I repeated, watching her carefully. "Right." She faltered. "What's that supposed to mean?" "It means," I said slowly, rising to my feet, "that I know you weren't with Anna." The room seemed to tighten around us. Her hand drifted toward her phone, fingers trembling. "You've been tracking me," she whispered. "No," I replied. "Your phone betrayed you. Maybe it was an accident. Or maybe it was meant to happen." After that night, the house became a shell. We moved around each other like strangers under the same roof, speaking only when necessary. Neither of us named it, but the truth hung between us like static in the air. And then tonight, she dressed with more care than she had in months. Makeup flawless, perfume clinging, that black coat I used to love. "I won't be long," she said again. And I gave her my answer. When the door shut behind her, I walked straight to her nightstand. The second phone was exactly where I expected it to be. Its screen opened like a wound, revealing the other life she'd been leading. Messages stacked on top of one another, each one a small betrayal. "Can't wait to see you again. Same place tonight. He suspects nothing." And then the line that hollowed me out, "He's so distant now. I think he knows. I just want this to be over." Over as in me. I didn't explode. I didn't smash the device or rip her clothes from the wardrobe. Instead, I sat on the edge of the bed and scrolled through every deceit, every proof, until trust felt dead and irretrievable between us. She walked in well past midnight. The refrigerator hummed in the quiet as I waited in the kitchen beneath a single lamp's pool of light. "You're up again," she said, this time with irritation. "Yeah," I replied. "Just wanted to make sure you got home okay." She narrowed her eyes. "You're acting odd." I set the second phone down on the counter so it sat between us like an accusation. The color left her face. "Where were you?" I asked, calm but carrying an edge. Her hand hovered near the phone, unsure. "You went through my things," she said. "No," I answered. "I went through our things, and I found him." Tears filled her eyes immediately, the kind that read guilt. "James, don't," she started. I cut her off gently but firmly. "Don't tell me it was an accident. Don't call it a mistake. This wasn't a lapse, it was choice." She broke then, surrendering to sobs and a tangle of explanations. Dinners that became nights, loneliness at home, how he made her feel alive. That single word, alive, clung in the air after she fell silent. Did she truly believe that to feel alive she had to destroy what we had built? By morning there were 2 packed suitcases by the doorway. Mine remained where I'd left it, hers did not. "Where am I supposed to go?" she whispered, panic threading her voice. "I'm not going anywhere," I said, nursing my coffee. "You are." She pleaded for conversation, for another chance. She reminded me of shared memories, of everything we'd made together. But the foundation she spoke of had been hollowed out, crushed under the weight of her choices. I initiated separation proceedings, filed the papers, froze the accounts, changed the locks after she'd taken the essentials. She left with a single suitcase, a thin apology, and the illusion that the man she'd run to had won something meaningful. In truth, he inherited the ruins she'd left behind. Weeks later she phoned. "I just wanted to see how you are," she said softly. "I'm fine," I replied honestly. "Better than I've been in years." "I made a mistake," she murmured. "No," I corrected, quietly. "You made a decision." Silence stretched between us, heavy with all the things that would never be spoken. Then she asked, fragile, "So there's really nothing left for me?" I closed my eyes, let the months of sorrow press down one last time, and let out a long breath. No, not here. Healing didn't arrive as a dramatic thunderclap. It was small and steady. Morning coffee without bitterness, nights where the bed felt like space instead of absence, the first unforced smile to a stranger that didn't taste like betrayal. Sometimes I think of her, not with fury, not with raw grief, but with the cool curiosity you feel toward a story you once loved that betrayed you at the end. She had said she wouldn't be long. I told her to take her time. And this time I really meant it, because my time belonged to me.